to get both of these.
Yep, it's going to be your two IDs go in fixed factor. I'm sorry, what?
I would love it if you printed it for everybody.
Okay, now here's where I'm getting. We want, go to model. We want a full factorial model, that's good. So continue with that. Go to contrast instead of post hoc. So hit contrast. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do contrast. Okay, so now go to post hocs again. And we want to do, you know what, remember what post hoc tests are, right? When you do an ANOVA, what it does is it calculates the difference between basically two t-tests. One t-test to see if the difference between prime and neutral prime has an effect on your DB, and another t-test sort of to see whether stereotypicality versus the level of stereotypicality, stereotypical or non-stereotypical, has an effect, right? Independently it looks at that. Then it calculates overall and says, is there a difference somewhere in this data that are either of these variables significantly different in their level of the IB, in their influence on the dependent variable? That's the first thing it does. That's the main effects that we looked at on the board. The main effect of each independent variable. But now we have a further question, because you predicted that it was not just stereotypicality, and it was not just the prime. Rather, it was when it was a prime and stereotypical condition, then that would have the biggest difference. The biggest difference between the other groups. Meaning, a prime stereotypically person is going to identify the face by number of slides way quicker than anyone else. Right? That was IBOB. Okay?
Would it be a problem that when I was doing value labels, I used 1 and 2 in two conditions of primary, and 1 and 2 for the two conditions of face stereotype instead of, say, 3 and 4 for the face stereotype?
No, it's better to do 1 and 2.
Always, in the copy?
Yeah,
okay.
It will be less confusing to you, although
I just wasn't sure if
it will come up in...
SPSS.
No, I don't think so. No, I think what it'll do is it'll give you the variable priming there, and it'll list it as group 1 and group 2. You'll just have to, if you put value labels for what 1 and what 2 was, it will come up as describing that in the output, okay? Okay. All right, so now you're just basically, what you're telling the computer when you do a post hoc, you're saying go in and find out for me which combination of independent variables is different. Go in and look and compare all of the possible combinations, right? So you've got the prime and stereotypical, prime and not stereotypical, non-prime and stereotypical, non-prime and non-stereotypical. So you're going to compare these 4 different levels and see which one of them is different than the others, right? So that's called a post hoc test, and you're going to put the 2 variables in there. You'll put priming narrative and face stereotype in there. And you choose a test now. The tests down there are, the reason they list a lot of tests is because different tests are called they're either conservative tests or more liberal tests. What does that mean? It means it's easier to find, it's less difficult to find, the criteria is less if the test is liberal in terms of finding a difference. It's easier to, it's the way the statistic is run, you have a higher chance of finding a difference. So, LSD and Bonferroni are more liberal. Tukey is pretty liberal, Chaffee is not liberal at all. I would go with either the Bonferroni or the LSD, Tukey's LSD. You can run both, I guess. Actually, I don't know if you can run both. Yeah, I think you can probably. Yeah. And hit continue. And let's just pray that this is going to work. And go to options too. So I think we want. Yeah. This is asking you what you want the means for. So you do want to know the means overall for the independent variables, right? So just put overall in. You want all of the means for these. Okay. And priming narrative. This is what you're doing here is you're getting the mean scores for. This is going to give you the overall mean number of slides for every group member. Then you're going to find when you're asking for the means for the priming narrative group, the mean number of slides for the prime narrative group. Then you're looking at the mean number of slides for the facial stereotype group.
Do we want to compare medical?
Yeah, maybe, could that be what it had in before? Okay, so to do that now, but you also want to put in here face stereotype, because you want the means for that. And you want the interaction mean. You want to know the mean. Okay.
The what?
Yep, that is exactly it.
That's the interaction.
These two are the independent variables alone. Those are your main effects. Does priming narrative have an effect on the number of slides? How quickly they get slides? Does spatial stereotypicality have an effect on the number of slides? And then, which combination of those two variables has the strongest effect? Which groups did either? You could be asking the question in the opposite direction. Did they identify the slides most quickly or later with? So it's slide numbers higher or lower than other groups. So then we've done the confidence interval adjustment. I'm not worried about that. Descriptive statistics, yes. That's going to give you overall descriptive statistics, and then just hit continue. And maybe save. Oh, hit standard error. And then hit continue. And I do not know what this would be. I know that it is as we've gone so far, but I'm missing something. I don't know if it's because there aren't any values in there yet. Okay, yeah. How many? Are you all collecting data?
Yes.
Okay, you need to get on it. Okay, because I don't think we're gonna have time to come to be in the lab next week. You're gonna have to enter your data alone. Anyway, let me go, put in whatever data you have in, let me go to the other groups, and I'm going to have to check an independent source to find out what's going on. I don't want to waste time guessing because I really have no idea.
Because I actually have SPSS on this stuff right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely send it to you.
I can play around with it as soon as without being on campus.
Yeah, and I will play around with it too. Just let me get to the other groups and make sure they know the process, and I'll come